Hello and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas G. Prime Minister Modi today issued a big Diwali message saying this year's Diwali is particularly special as after a long wait of 500 years, Lord Ram for the first time will be seated in the newly built Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. The Prime Minister said that all of us are fortunate to witness such a special and grand Diwali.
इस साल की दीपावली बहुत खास है। 500 वर्षों के बाद प्रभु श्री राम अयोध्या के अपने भव्य मंदिर में विराजमान है और उस भव्य मंदिर में विराजमान होने के बाद ये पहली दीपावली है और इस दीपावली की प्रतीक्षा में कई पीढ़ियां गुजर गई। हम सभी बहुत सौभाग्यशाली हैं जो ऐसी विशेष खास भव्य दिवाली के साक्षी बनेंगे।
And as the Prime Minister invoked Lord Ram and Ayodhya Temple in his pre-Diwali wish, opposition mocked greetings from the Prime Minister, asking the BJP and PM Modi to remember the results of Lok Sabha polls in Faizabad constituency in which Ayodhya and Ram Mandir falls. They said, while in Ram Rajya, no one slept without having food under the Modi regime, lakhs of children are not getting enough food to eat.
प्रधानमंत्री जी के राज में हमारे पास 80 करोड़ लोग लाइन में लग के राशन लेते हैं क्योंकि उनके राशन खरीदने का पैसा नहीं है। तो देश की कौन से हालात प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बना दिए हैं। वाकई वो सनातनी हैं, वाकई प्रभु राम को मानते हैं, तो उन बच्चों को खाना मुहैया कराएं, बेरोजगारों को नौकरी दें।
जहां आप मंदिर बना के राम की बात कर, राम जी हमारे साथ खड़े हैं। आपको पसंद नहीं किया उन्होंने, अगर आपको पसंद करते तो आपको वहां से चुन के दे देते। आपने कितनी बड़ी बड़ी बातें किया, क्या एक्टिंग किया, क्या नाटक किया। जिस दिन ओपनिंग किया आपने, जैसे लगता है कि सबसे बड़े पुजारी आप ही हैं। पहले पुजारी लोग रहते थे मंदिर में, अब पुजारी लोग आ गए हैं लगता है सांसद में।
He should remember the result of the constituency of Ram Mandir, Faizabad. People have rejected the party led by Honorable Prime Minister in the homeland of Lord Rama, and he is trying to mention the name of Lord Rama. He can do it whenever he wants, but it is a totally political misuse of Lord Rama.
And in a big announcement, the Prime Minister also has extended the Ayushman Bharat health insurance scheme to all senior citizens aged 70 years and above. While making this big announcement, the PM also trained his guns at the Delhi and West Bengal governments for not participating in the Ayushman Bharat Yojana. The Prime Minister looked emotional and apologized to the elderly of these two states. The PM added that the tendency to oppress the sick people of one's own state for political interests is against any humane attitude.
मैं दिल्ली के 70 साल के ऊपर के जितने बुजुर्ग हैं और पश्चिम बंगाल के 70 साल के ऊपर के जितने बुजुर्ग हैं उनसे क्षमा मांगता हूं कि मैं आपकी सेवा नहीं कर पाऊंगा। मैं उनसे क्षमा मांगता हूं कि मुझे पता तो चलेगा आपको कष्ट है, मुझे जानकारी तो मिलेगी, लेकिन मैं आपको सहाय नहीं कर पाऊंगा। और कारण, दिल्ली में जो सरकार है और पश्चिम बंगाल में जो सरकार है वो इस आयुष्मान योजना से जुड़ नहीं रही है। अपने राजनीतिक स्वार्थ के लिए अपने ही राज्य के बीमार लोगों के साथ जुल्म करने की वृत्ति, ये प्रवृत्ति मानवता की दृष्टि से किसी भी तराजू पर खरी नहीं उतरती।
Meanwhile, AAP and TMC have responded to PM Modi's attack, saying that they have parallel health insurance schemes running in Bengal and Delhi, which have a wider coverage than Ayushman Bharat scheme.
Mamata Banerjee is against the people of Bengal. She cannot digest the fact that the people of Bengal will be benefited from central schemes. Now she is stopping the Ayushman Bharat, which could have benefited the elderly population of Bengal. This tells you that the core of Mamata Banerjee's politics is not welfare of Bengal, but pure appeasement.
दिल्ली में जहां की अगर हमने गलती से भी आयुष्मान भारत योजना लागू कर दी, एक भी व्यक्ति को आयुष्मान भारत योजना का लाभ नहीं मिलेगा। एक सिंगल व्यक्ति को आयुष्मान भारत योजना का लाभ नहीं मिलेगा, क्योंकि जो आयुष्मान भारत योजना की शर्तें हैं वो तो इतनी कठिन शर्तें हैं कि किसी को लाभ मिल ही नहीं सकता। आयुष्मान भारत में कितना बड़ा फ्रॉड सरकारों ने किया है, अगर उसकी जांच हो जाए तो प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को चेहरा दिखाने की हैसियत नहीं होगी, हिम्मत नहीं होगी।
What we find here, there are state governments, West Bengal, Delhi, that do not even want the elderly people to have the benefits of Ayushman Bharat or a kind of a scheme of insurance for the elderly. And it should be a message to the West Bengal government and the Delhi government. They come on the name of people. They come to say, I'm coming to serve Ma, Mati, Manush, as in West Bengal. In Delhi, they come and say, I'm Aam Aadmi Party ke liye aaye hain. And what are they doing? Not allowing any scheme of the government to reach the needy?
The fact is that we have in West Bengal, under the leadership of Mamata Banerjee, Honorable Chief Minister, we have Shastro Sathi, and under this scheme, each and every person of a family, they are well covered. He is trying to make baseless statements and trying to confuse the people.
But Ayushman Bharat isn't the only scheme blocked by Bengal. There are a host of other schemes as well. While Ayushman Bharat scheme, we had seen the Mamata government withdraw from the scheme in January 2019. As far as the PM Kusum scheme as well, where energy security for farmers is envisaged in this particular scheme, also we have seen them withdraw. In the PM Kisan scheme, it wasn't implemented in Bengal till 2021. Mamata implemented a similar Krishak Bandhu scheme instead. Smart City project in 2016, Mamata government rejected the centre's Smart City project. Bengal decided to develop cities as per its Green City project. And while Bengal and Delhi have decided not to implement the Ayushman Bharat scheme, there are a number of opposition states where the scheme is running. For instance, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Telangana, which begs the question that if it can be implemented in those two or those several states, why not in these two opposition-ruled states?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And for more on this, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us is Tuin Sina, spokesperson of the BJP. We have Dr. Anand Raghunathan, author, with us. Sanjay Jha, author, is also with us. Tariq Khan is national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. We also have with us Shubhankar Bhattacharya, political analyst. Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, also joins us on the show. Let me start with you first, Tariq Khan. When the Prime Minister talks about, first time that Lord Ram will be present in Ayodhya after 500 years, we have all sorts of reactions coming in from Samajwadi Party talking about how the biggest celebration was when Lord Ram returned from Lanka, and all sorts of parallels being drawn. Why is it necessary to, get into this kind of a political fight? Because the Prime Minister is just talking about a fact, isn't it? That it is the first time that there is a Diwali celebration after the construction of a Ram temple.
Happy Dhanteras to all of you, and it's a celebration. It's good. They should celebrate, but following to the Ram temple construction, there is something we need to discuss that is well mentioned by the people of BJP, and as well as everywhere the BJP leader talks about Ram Rajya. So we should consider, we should talk about what is all about this Ram Raj and what they have done and what should have done. If we, the people of India, talk about these things, they should have respond us that yes, this is our roadmap and this is how we'll reach to the Ram Raj. BJP in their convocation last year said that for next 1,000 years will work to establish Ram Raj. So there has been a lot of incidents within the shelter of Bharatiya Janata Party which does not resemble that they are heading towards Ram Raj. This is simple question asked by everybody, by me and all the panelists, and BJP have to respond on that. Simple.
Okay, all we are asking, Tuhin Sinha, is that we are saying that there should have been Ram Raj. That's not happening. There are incidents where this entire concept of Ram Raj comes into question. Please respond to the SP spokesperson.
Good evening, Madhav. Good evening, everybody. A very happy Dhanteras to everybody and Jai Shri Ram. You know, after 495 years of wait, people of the country and Ram Bhakts across the country are getting to celebrate a massive Diwali in Ayodhya. I think this should be celebrated by all. When it comes to Ram Rajya is 140 lakh crores is put directly into the hands of the poor, you know, by way of a DBT. I think that is the best example of Ram Rajya. But you know, why should they have this problem with Ayodhya, this massive celebration in Ayodhya? Let me, you know, they probably are ignorant of the concept of temple economy, which has boomed, which has always led to a prosperous Bharat in the past. Can you imagine 400 crores of GST are estimated to have, you know, generated only from Ayodhya in the first financial year? In this financial year, 11 crore tourists, but most importantly, it has also led to decongesting of cities like Lucknow, like Sultanpur and other cities, because Ayodhya today is a booming economy. So that is the idea of Ram Rajya, prosperity in the place of Bhagwan Ram. And I think, you know, not just Ayodhya, if you visit our temple cities, be it Ujjain, be it Varanasi, be it Ayodhya, you will realize how these cities were continuously ignored by the successive Congress governments for the first 5 to 6 decades after independence.
All right, and let me bring in fact, Tariq Khan. I want to ask you a simple question. Tariq Khan, now SP and other opposition parties have repeatedly made it a point that in the seat of Ayodhya, in the seat of Faizabad, I beg your pardon, we have seen a Samajwadi Party leader win and not the BJP. But the question that many are asking is that where is the member of parliament? He has been seen at different functions, visiting dargahs. He's seen, in fact, campaigning for Samajwadi Party leader Abu Azmi in Mumbai and in other parts of Maharashtra. But he has yet not got the time to visit this Ram temple. Why is that the case, sir?
Astha is something very personal, I think. Or it's a public thing. Means whenever people think or whenever he find appropriate time, he'll go there. And Lord Ram is everywhere. You will find him inside yourself. It's simple. Eliminate your sins. You will find inside you Lord Ram. Eliminate your sins. Simple. These are the basic fundamental concept of all the religion. What I am saying is something quite very personal that somebody have to visit. Even I have to visit some dargah. It's my own opinion whether I have to visit, when I'll visit. It should not be questioned as a public. PM have all the right to visit everywhere, as well as the MP of Ayodhya, as well as Akhilesh Ji. Now we shouldn't question it as he is a Hindu or not. Provided Akhilesh Ji is establishing a Bhavya Mandir in Itawa, Shiv Mandir, nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. There is already in Itawa a Hanuman Mandir, Krishna Mandir, statues of these Lord has been established in these places. So it's not these things, or these are the criteria, or on these basis somebody will decide that somebody is Sanatani or Hindu or not. This is something that is inside.
Nobody is declaring if anybody is a good Hindu or a bad Hindu or a Sanatani or a non-Sanatani. It's just a contrast of which places have been worshipped, of which places of worship have been visited and not. And everyone's entitled to have their own opinion. Tuhin wants to respond to you on that point, though. Tuhin.
Sadly, I have to point it out over here, even on this auspicious day, that what Samajwadi Party, the Samajwadi MPs, Mr. Avdesh, is just a trophy for them. Samajwadi Party have been in the habit of hurting Hindu sentiments, and they hurt Hindu sentiments once again by calling their MP Avdesh Ram as the Raja of Ayodhya. And I think on this day, Samajwadi Party should apologize for that, because they have hurt the sentiments of millions of Hindus by calling their MP Raja of Ayodhya.
You want to respond to that? Because also in the past, we've seen Shivpal Yadav come out and say, वो मंदिर नहीं, वो मंदिर बेकार है, मंदिर ऐसे नहीं बनते, नक्शा ठीक नहीं है. All sorts of comments have been made in the past, in the last 6 months. You know that
Let the great people of Ayodhya decide that who will serve them. Simple. Let them decide, and they have decided. And we are happy and we are welcoming this, that they have decided in our favor. In future, they could decide in their favor. So we would be grateful to the great people of Ayodhya, as I am there also. They should be also. So there is no question to say anything about the people of Ayodhya, as they have welcomed us. We are really honored to be a part of to represent the great people of Ayodhya.
Okay, let me bring in Dr. Ranganathan. Dr. Ranganathan, at the end of the day, there are many complexities when you talk about the Ram Mandir. Of course, even a simple comment like the first celebration of Diwali after, the construction of the Ram Temple, even a comment like that by the Prime Minister evokes very strong responses across the board, whether it's the SP, whether it's the Congress or other political parties. Why do you think that's the case?
Good evening, Madhav, and good evening to my fellow panelists, and thank you to Tariq Bhai for wishing all of us Dhanteras. Happy Dhanteras to him as well. A couple of points out here. Number one, आपने तारिक भाई से पूछा कि अभी तक अयोध्या के MP जो हैं वो गए नहीं राम मंदिर, तो तारिक भाई ने बहुत ग्रेशियसली कहा कि भाई राम तो सबके मन में है, तो जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो मैं इनसे पूछना चाहता हूं, ऐसे ही बाय कॉरोलरी अल्लाह भी तो सबके मन में, बिस्मिल्लाह रहमान रहीम, तो हज जाने की क्या जरूरत है? आप कह रहे हैं कि लोग हज ना जाएं, बात इसकी नहीं है। बात एक चीज की है कि द सिविलाइजेशनल प्राइड, माधव, ऑफ इन द माइंड्स एंड हार्ट्स ऑफ एवरी इंडियन is what typifies the Ram Lalla Mandir out there. It's not a case of just another Mandir, or that you have to visit it. It's a question that for 20 generations, people were forced to see a Babri Masjid instead of the Ram Lalla temple. And they were forced to celebrate Diwali without the temple there. The 21st generation, after 500 years, is going to celebrate Diwali in Ayodhya with the Ram Lalla established and consecrated. I think it's a great civilizational triumph. Otherwise, how would you define what civilization is? To me, it can be esoteric, it can be ephemeral, it can be whatever it may, but to me it is, you have delivered justice to the ancestors whose memory always carried the injustice for 500 years, sometimes half a millennium or more a millennium. That is what typifies a civilization. Otherwise, what is the point of a civilization? So I think it's a great thing. People should not nitpick into what the Prime Minister has said. Everyone should come together and celebrate. And I'm very happy Tariq Bhai is also celebrating. It's a joyous occasion. Why sully it by nitpicking what Prime Minister has said?
Right. Sanjay Jha, I want you to come in on that. Why nitpick when what the Prime Minister has said is basically a generic comment? It's for all to come in and participate and observe. And it's a fact that the Ram Temple has been built, and it's for the first time that Diwali is being celebrated in such a situation. Is this really something that should be attracting this kind of politics? Please unmute yourself and speak.
Father, it should kind of articulate my views very. Number one, Ram Bhagwan liberated in India, not now, but for hundreds of years. And whether we had a Ram temple or not, as I think Tariq Bhai rightly mentioned, the celebration of all the gods that we revere and respect is in the heart of the. And the BJP and the RSS and their cheerleaders don't have to lecture the people of India as to how to revere the gods they love, worship. Point number one. The reason why Mr. Modi and anything he says has now become executed every time he says anything is because he's become a very polarizing figure. You heard it during the election campaign. The Prime Minister of this country was kind of doing the religion card in a most brazen fashion. So I think the truth now is this, that Mr. Tuhin Sinha, Mr. Modi and everybody should recognize that the people of India have seen that attempt to color anything and everything with religion. As Tariq Bhai right, the people of Faizabad, and you look at the demographic of Faizabad and salute the people of India. 78% of the people in that constituency where Ayodhya is located belongs to the majority community of Hindus, to which even I belong. I don't need a lecture from anybody on.
So and where is the lecture?
That, I'll ask
One second. Simple question, Sanjay. Where is the lecture? Is it a lecture or a statement of fact that there is the first time that Diwali is being celebrated in Ayodhya after the construction of Ram Temple? Where is the lecture here?
So here is my did Narendra Modi tell that as if everybody on this panel, you, Madhav, did not know it? Right?
So that's the point that I'm making. If he's stating a fact, why does that have to evoke sharp responses? There's some problem with the audio line, I'm told, Sanjay. We'll just try and fix that because we can't hear you quite clearly. But let me bring in Anand back in on this. Anand, you want to quickly rebut what Sanjay is saying?
No, I don't think Sanjay has made a statement of fact out there. You're right. Narendra Modi made a statement of fact. But as for what Tariq Bhai kind of shifted the goalposts a little, saying that, look, have we entered Ram Rajya as was promised by Narendra Modi? To which I agree with Tariq Bhai, no. It is not Ram Rajya because in Ram Rajya, Hindus would not be discriminated against constitutionally and legally. So we are not in a Ram Rajya because out here, 1 billion Hindus are being actively, constitutionally, legally, socially, educationally discriminated against. Their temples are not in their control. The Waqf Act is usurping their land. Their education schools are being shut down. So everywhere you look, the Hindus are being discriminated against. So how can it be Ram Rajya?
All right. And in fact, there's another aspect of Ram Rajya as well when it comes to good governance. And let me bring in Shubhankar Bhattacharya on that point. Shubhankar Bhattacharya, you know, when it comes to governance, the Prime Minister today extending the Ayushman Bharat scheme to those, or at least announcing the extension to those who are 70 plus, you know, this is something that would benefit senior citizens across the country. Even on something like this, the Prime Minister is saying that there are just 2 states, West Bengal and Delhi, that have decided for political reasons not to implement the scheme. And, you know, the sharing of funds for any such central scheme, and health happens to be a state subject, is very normal. Why then are these schemes standing politicized in the states of West Bengal and Delhi is the question that arises from what the Prime Minister said.
Well, Madhav, see, at the very onset, if I say that I appreciate basically the Ayushman Bharat scheme now, you know, even if it is extended to the 70 years plus people across the country, it's a very good scheme, no doubt about it. At the very same time, I would love to see a scheme in West Bengal which should be, you know, a combination of, it was earlier combined, it was combined with that. But now, again, there comes the point. They have their Shastro Shati scheme in West Bengal already running over there, which is almost the same like Ayushman Bharat. The problem is that the center is not giving enough funds to Bengal to run any scheme over there. So then again the thing comes up, when you talk about discrimination, like just Anand Bhai said, I respect that guy a lot because he's a very honest fellow, and he said that. See, the discrimination among Hindus is the biggest problem right now, and this is the fact. See, today is Dhanteras, happy Dhanteras to all. I say Jai Ma Kali. Now that is the point. There, the Bengalis, are we Hindus for the BJP people or not? A big question. Why are you discriminating us from the other people, the other Indians in other states? Well, how come we are different from the NDA rule states? Why should the proper, you know, the due should not be paid to the West Bengal? Is the scheme name so important to you? If Prime Minister really wants betterment for the people of West Bengal,
there's a contradiction in what you just said.
Shastro Shati develop over there.
One second. Shubhankar, there's a contradiction in what you just said. Either there is Swasthya Sathi that caters to the people of West Bengal and therefore you don't need the Ayushman Bharat scheme, or the center is not giving you the Ayushman Bharat scheme and discriminating. How can you argue both the things at the same time? I don't understand, sir.
No, it is. See, there was a proposal, I think 2 years back, where the West Bengal government actually wanted to club together. They had proposed it, the fact that already Shastro Shati scheme is there, so let us club Ayushman Bharat and Shastro Shati scheme together. Shastro Shati was more prominent, was more, you know, having, because they had their own civic volunteers also included over there, which did a
Dr.
really fantastic
why not
job
club those
over
two
there
schemes?
in the
I don't know if
rural
I've heard of that concept happening earlier, but yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
First of all, I would like to thank Shubhankar Da for his faith in me. I also find him very erudite and making excellent points, and happy Dhanteras to him. But I'd like to say, you know, finally I have to admit that this BJP's boast, which I thought earlier was bombast, ki double engine sarkar chalegi isliye BJP ko vote karo. The opposition is proving it right. Because wherever, in whichever state BJP is not ruling, they are not implementing the central schemes. So the BJP is possibly right in saying if we have a BJP government there, we will implement the schemes that the rest of India is making advantage of. Now you look at other states. According to Shubhankar Das' logic, Tamil Nadu should not have Ayushman Bharat because earlier it had its own state scheme. The point is the citizens must be given a choice. You either choose the state insurance scheme or you choose the better. And I say it with responsibility. Ayushman insurance scheme is right now the best scheme for all empaneled hospitals around India. You give the senior citizens and other citizens a choice. Let them choose. Why are you choosing for them? The world over, the choice is provided whichever insurance you want to take. Out here, if Bengali citizens want to take the Ayushman Bharat, let them. If they want to take the state scheme, let them. Why have you banned insurance scheme, Shubhankar? That you have to explain. Don't ban it. Give the citizens a choice.
Okay. Let me bring Ravi Srivastava on that. Ravi Srivastava, why not giving that choice to citizens? Because, you know, Delhi government has said that it has its own schemes, Mohalla Clinic, etc. But now that the 70+ scheme has been extended to, should the Delhi government seriously consider it or not? Because that will be a very, very sensitive section of society who would actually benefit greatly from a scheme like this.
First of all, Aam Aadmi Party Mohalla Clinic scheme was absolutely an open scheme. It did not differentiate or discriminate between these Ayushman Bharat scheme. If you have got a two-wheeler, you have got a fridge, you have got a house on your roof on your head, you are not entitled to that. And CAG report between 2018 and 21 has severely criticized the government and called the Ayushman scheme almost a fraud, where there are 750,000 people who registered with the same mobile number 10 times 99999, and some hospitals were found to be putting up a discharge date prior to the admission in the hospital. 4,761 entries were on 7 Aadhaar cards only. So a lot of fraud has been there. Now, as far as this 70+ scheme is there, if better the fine print come out and let the people see that whether it has got really an advantage. Because Delhi government scheme of Mohalla Clinic does not discriminate on the age basis. They are giving it the treatment and the test and all those things to everybody whoever comes in there. So I think the government should, instead of squeezing these kind of things, they should be liberal. And they should see to it, okay, 70+ people we want to give additionally, we give it in Delhi also.
Well, very laudable intentions, Ravi Srivastava, very laudable intentions, but I don't know if Mohalla Clinic covers even a third of the things that are covered under Ayushman Bharat, starting from surgery, so on and so forth. But there's heavy corruption, Tuhin Sinha. There's so much rampant corruption, and that's why the Delhi government has decided not to implement Ayushman Bharat. That appears to be the statement coming from Ravi Srivastava. Please respond.
Ravi Srivastava should ideally be celebrating the extension of Ayushman Bharat to everybody above the age of 70. But today he seems to be grudging because of petty politics. And I think that is what is extremely upsetting. You know, you need to realize that not only 6 crore extra people would benefit from it, but 6 crore senior citizens, but also nearly 10 crore children of these senior citizens who are right now in the age group of 30 to 50 and who are often, you know, burdened by the expenditure which they have to incur on their parents. So I think this is a game changer entirely. But one small point, you know, Ram Rajya is about providing affordable healthcare to all, and the antithesis of Ram Rajya is grudging, you know, and continuously saying that my policy is better than yours. I want to remind you that when in 2019 January, West Bengal had suddenly discontinued Ayushman Bharat, there was a, you know, there is a case out in public domain when a farmer had to go all the way to Mumbai, a card holder of Ayushman Bharat, to avail of the benefits of that scheme. And yet, you know, we made it possible because we had a government, state government in Maharashtra, but imagine the difficulty and the plight of that farmer who was suffering from cancer, who had to travel all the way to Mumbai to avail of the benefits of Ayushman.
Right, so there are several such examples. The larger question is this: of course, there are government schemes, there could very well possibly be corruption, there's no two ways about it. But the larger point is, if people of the state can benefit from a scheme, then why not? Yes, it is a fact that the state governments also have to provide budgetary support to several such central government schemes. There are ratios fixed, but are the people of that particular state being deprived of a scheme that people across the country are getting. And if it can happen in other opposition ruled states, of course, states have the final call and can take the final decision. But is that really correct? That's the question that's coming out of this entire debate. We'll have to leave it there. I'd like to thank Tuin Sinha, Sanjay Jha, Tariq Khan, Shubhankar Bhattacharya and Ravi Srivastava for joining us.